Hi, welcome to another video from the series Is It Worth It in 2026, where we take a look together at whether older or long-developed games are still worth playing right now. Today, we're going to look at a game that at first glance doesn't seem like anything special, but in reality, it's one of the deepest and most realistic survival experiences out there. I'm talking about Project Zomboid. But the question is it worth starting to play this game in 2026? Or will its brutal realism put you off instead? Project Zomboid is a zombie survival game that takes a completely different path than most games in this genre. Don't expect any action-packed shooting, no fast-paced combat, no heroics. This is a game about survival, and that survival here is extremely realistic. At the start, the game literally throws you into a world full of zombies and tells you just one thing. This is the story of how you die. And that's not just some marketing slogan. That's the reality of this game. In Project Zomboid, it's not about whether you die, it's about how long you can survive. And this mindset completely changes your whole approach to the game. When you first start up Project Zomboid, you might feel a bit confused. The graphics are simple. Isometric view, no modern A visuals. At first glance, it might seem outdated, but once you start playing, you quickly realize that this game isn't about graphics, it's about the systems. Everything in Project Zomboid has some significance. Hunger, thirst, fatigue, stress, depression, injuries, infection. Your character isn't just some dummy with an HP bar. It's a person who has to survive in extreme conditions, and every little mistake can mean the end. At the beginning, you create your character. You choose traits, occupation, strengths, and weaknesses. And this is where the strategy begins. Because the character you create will influence your entire playthrough. Some will be stronger in combat, some in crafting, some will be faster, but weaker. There is no perfect character. Then the actual game begins. You appear in a house in a city full of zombies. And the first thing you have to do is survive. Find food, water, a weapon. But even this isn't easy because every house could be a trap. Every sound can attract zombies. The combat system is simple but brutal. You have no special abilities, no super attacks. You have a baseball bat, a knife, or just your bare hands. And every fight is a risk. One wrong move, one bite, and it's over. Infection in Project Zomboid is practically a death sentence. And that's exactly what makes the game so thrilling. Because you know that every decision has consequences, that every mistake can cost you all your progress. And that's something you don't really see in games these days. Another huge part of the game is building and managing your base. You find yourself a safe place. You barricade the windows. You build yourself a shelter. You gather supplies. You plan what you're going to do next. And gradually, you try to create a place where you can survive as long as possible. But even that isn't easy, because the world around you is changing. The electricity can go out, the water stops running, food spoils, zombies move around, and you have to adapt. One of the most interesting things about Project Zomboid is how open the game is. You don't have any set goal, no ending, you just survive. And that can be a problem for some people, because not everyone likes games without a clear direction. Some players need a story, quests, goals, and Project Zomboid doesn't give you any of that. You have to create your own goal. On the other hand, that's exactly what gives the game enormous freedom. Every story is different, every death is different, every attempt is a new beginning. When it comes to difficulty, Project Zomboid is brutal. And I mean that seriously. At the beginning you will die. A lot. It might frustrate you. You might feel like turning it off. But if you stick with it, you'll start to understand how the game works. And that feeling when you finally survive a few days, then weeks, maybe even a month, is incredible. Another big factor is the community and mods. Project Zomboid has a huge modding scene. You can customize the game exactly to your liking, add new mechanics, new weapons, new systems. And that gives the game tremendous longevity. In 2026, Project Zomboid is still being actively developed. The developers are adding new features, tweaking mechanics, and improving the game. And that's important because the game keeps moving forward. But now comes the main question. Is Project Zomboid worth it in 2026? If you like hardcore survival, if you enjoy planning slow progress, and you don't mind that the game isn't accessible, then yes. Project Zomboid is one of the best survival games out there. It offers a depth you won't find anywhere else. But if you're looking for quick fun, action, or something simpler, this game will probably turn you off. It's not for everyone, and it doesn't even try to be. For me personally, Project Zomboid is a game that will either completely absorb you, or you'll put it aside quickly. There's nothing in between. but if you give it a chance, you can sink dozens, maybe even hundreds of hours into it. So to sum it up, Project Zomboid is worth it in 2026, but only if you know what you're getting into. It's not a mainstream game. It's a hardcore survival that won't go easy on you. And now I'm interested in your opinion. Have you played Project Zomboid? And how long did you survive? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you, I'd appreciate a like. And if you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.